Transition here.
Hey, it's To the Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
What's going on, guys?
Take two.
Take two. Hey guys, I'm Leo, one of your hosts
How's it
from
going?
To the Point. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself real quick, just in case we have new followers, new listeners, new everything. I don't know. Every day we might get a new follower, new listeners, and the only way we get new followers and new listeners is if you guys help us out by just giving us a like, a share, a subscribe, a thumbs up.
From anywhere. We try not to be
anywhere.
too localized.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we do stay in tune local, but we do talk about it.
We talk about,
we'll talk about your local too.
Yeah. Just in case, we talk about what's going on just at the time now, so that we can focus on that just one point, that way we get to the point. But anyways, like I said, you guys can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Pandora, any of your platforms that you prefer, Spotify, Rumble, all those platforms, just give us a like, give us a share. Yeah, all those. So yeah, guys, that's all we ask about you guys. So thank you again for everybody that's been following us and listening to us. And if there's anything you guys ever want to talk about, you guys don't want to speak about it, but you guys want us to talk about it, hey, we're more than likely to talk about it. If we like the conversation or if we like the topic, we'll talk about it. And if not, then hey, we'll move on and get us something else better. Doesn't matter. Hit us an email. Interact with us. That's all we ask for. Vince, you good?
Yeah.
Good.
So what do
Anyways,
we got?
hey, Mike, did you see that Flowers is running for sheriff again?
Yes, our local sheriff has finally filed paperwork to run
for sheriff again. Yeah, that's pretty good.
For re-election. And yes, I am interested to see where the money comes from.
Yeah, that's good though. Hey.
Well,
whatever.
One of his opponents, I don't know personally, and who's popular, I guess, with some people in the county,
right?
Has raised quite a bit of money, like unheard of amount of money, which the sheriff's race is always the most expensive.
Right.
Like as far as all the other local elections don't really generate that much money into a campaign.
Right.
So last I looked, Milo was working with $127,000.
Oh wow!
And then
he had raised that pretty quick too, doesn't he? In a couple days
quick.
or something.
I think
like
the first night.
First
I don't know
week or
how it
something,
works.
yeah.
I don't know what the laws are, but pretty much right away. And it's as far as I know, he's running his own campaign.
So he's got money backing him.
Yeah. And you can see where that money comes from the supervisor elections website. But Eric Flowers, at the time when I looked, really there was nothing in there. I think Chief Touchberry had raised maybe $27,000 already.
Right.
And then there was like Deborah Cooney with $1,000, probably the minimum to file or something like that.
Yeah, everybody was kind of expecting Eric Flowers to try to take like the next step with his political career.
Can I what? Pause my mic. Pause your mic. All right. So, anyways, I was actually just pulling up the news and I saw a picture of him and something about a prison guard shot woman multiple times and fled. Indian River County Sheriff says. But it talks about Winter Cyprin, 31, who worked at Martin Correctional Institution in Indiantown, was arrested Wednesday by deputies at a park in Fort Pierce. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Maybe they caught her in Indian River County. I don't know. We do know that this county is heavily surveilled. And I've noticed Brevard County is not much different. Yeah. But going into neighborhoods, there's license plate cameras. They're not red light cameras. They're literally license plate cameras. They snap pictures of your license plate. And if it registers a stolen car or a wanted person, they know where you're at. Right. Almost immediately.
We actually experienced that once at work.
Somebody got shot in our parking lot.
Yeah, because the cops were able to follow somebody that drove there from North Florida.
Yep.
They drove down to our area in Vero Beach and wound up in a parking lot. And they were able to track them there without... They didn't even have to do a pursuit. They could just follow them there from behind, so there wasn't a car chase. Because they could just follow him to wherever he stopped, and You know, it's crazy the technology they have to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's scary. They used to talk about like London was the most surveilled city in the world. All the cameras, traffic cameras, like
Right.
literally they can see who's driving the car as they go under the bridge and stuff like that. But America's not much different. It's crazy that we've adapted that much,
Yeah, I mean,
and we're okay with that. Like I thought we were getting rid of
and
red
that's-
light cameras because they weren't.
and that's just
Right.
that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, we can't. If for some reason they were tracking you and I, and we decided to go on vacation in Georgia, like we'd like to do every year, at least once a year. You know, the second you start driving to Georgia, if they're watching you, they're gonna know.
They know
Just
when
by
you
your
turn
license
off
plate.
the main road. They know when you get off the interstate. They know what neighborhood you turn into. The neighborhood we record in is
So-
the
so-
neighborhood we turn into to come to where we record. There's a camera that took a picture of your license plate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're everywhere. And I was telling Mike, I think in our last podcast or the last episode or whatever it is, I had talked about it. That I was telling Mike that I've done an observation about that. That everywhere I know that there is one, there's always a cop either
There's close by.
very close by, a couple
Yeah.
miles, no more than 5 miles away. There's a cop waiting, just sitting there waiting for that thing to go off. Boom. And then usually when you see it in the news, it says there was a patrol vehicle nearby
Right.
that picked it up.
Right.
And we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Here's your nearby.
They don't tell the
Our-
whole.
Here's your nearby.
How much our counties, like in this area specifically, you know, you hear about us arresting people from other states and counties all the time.
Yeah.
It's because they invested in it, and like you were saying on a previous podcast, you know, when they bust a fugitive like that, they get money for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's,
Absolutely.
you know, the department's gonna.
That's why we've been
they get
loaded.
paid.
That's how Vince. Who do you think's paying for all these things? Is these fugitives that come in here? You know, that's how we get all these high tech cameras and stuff like that to catch these fugitives around here. But Vince, if you think about it too, like as soon as you come either north or south of north or south of what's the interstate? I-95, right? And you hit our county right here. You look at it like, man, this is the perfect way to get away, man. There's out nowhere. There's like 2 exits and that's it. It's a 2-lane road.
That's what you think.
That's a 2-lane road. And because after you pass Vero exit, it gets wider, doesn't it? It gets bigger. So
Yeah, down
so criminals think, okay, it gets bigger.
More
Little
people.
small town.
I'm more likely to get caught there. But if I hit right in this little small town, maybe I won't get caught. But guess what? You are. Because everybody thinks that, all those criminals think that way, you know. So, and if there's a cop right next door, you know, follows, boom, picks them up.
Part of it is, you know, we've always had all kinds of different celebrities that like to live
Yeah.
in this area, Vero Beach, Johns Island, all that kind of.
But now those things
it brings
right.
brings the
Vince, but now,
attention
Vince,
to-
but now
to
those pick
that
up
stuff.
not just fugitives now. Now I think this thing's picking up either if your license is expired, if you got a ticket that you owe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's picking up everything left and right, man. Like, literally, it's picking up everything left and right.
It knows anything that's associated with that license plate number. Is that what we're talking about? The
Yeah.
camera? Anything associated with that license plate number.
Oh yeah, your shit better be on point coming in
yes,
River
if you're
County.
wanted for any reason.
Because my
Any
sheriff,
River
Eric
County?
Sheriff, and my sheriff, Eric Flowers, will get your ass.
If
boy.
you think about it, it's a little badass. They're kind
Fuck
of like
yeah,
the
man.
Pinkertons or something like that,
Don't
like
come into
bounty
my
hunters.
county, right?
Because they're gonna collect on
They're
you.
gonna catch your
Come
ass.
in their county.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like
it
that
is-
concept
it is
if you
kinda
look
like
at
the
it that
bounty
way, you
hunter.
know.
Kinda
Yeah.
like a bounty hunter
Right.
type deal.
But that's
The
what I'm
bounty
saying. You
hunters
know,
always
these
get paid.
these criminals, you know, they come here to little small River County, little small Vero Beach, not knowing what. Hey, even Flowers got caught. You know, his girlfriend's license plate got switched over. Remember that, Mike? He was calling and saying, "Hey,
yeah,
those things
something
work."
About the license plate was
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah, his girlfriend or whatever she is, I don't know
They
what
swapped license plates or
Yeah,
something,
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that could happen to anybody.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Crazy that it happened to the sheriff's girlfriend.
she is. Right.
Even considering
Even while everything
he was
was
still
going
married.
on. You're right. But whatever. Hey, it is what it is. You know they work. Sheriff, am I right or am I wrong? We know they work. tag me
It's
and
just,
let
I
them
don't know
know.
why, but I
agree.
pulled up the ranking for Indian River County Sheriff's Department, and they rank at 38%. Key findings: 4 killings by police. That's higher rate than 43% of the U.S. Sheriff's Departments.
Right.
48 civilian complaints of police misconduct. 10% were ruled in favor of civilians from 2020. 32,343 arrests made. 73% of all arrests were for low-level, nonviolent offenses
Oh wow.
from 2013 to 2021. So
Wow.
you think about that number. 73% of their arrests were for low-level, nonviolent offenses.
Wow.
And they're making arrests for that. Meanwhile, New York, those are the people they're letting go.
Yeah.
They're giving them welfare and a doctor's appointment to get their vaccine.
Wow.
So, yeah, I really didn't even want to get into that.
Yeah. Hey,
Speaking of life,
other thing, Mike, did you see that the guy from the No Name Bar has they lifted his what is it called?
No.
They asked him to come report to jail to do service time.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, I think
His
I thought
bail?
I saw something
Yeah, they pulled
on
his
the
bail.
Facebook page.
Yeah, they pulled his belt, man.
They pulled his bail.
Yeah.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
hey. It comes around, goes around. We just ran into him.
Yeah, they pulled and said, hey, you need to show up, man. You need to do your time.
Yeah.
You need to
He's
serve your
pushed
time.
it long enough.
Right. You need to show up. You need to do your time.
I think
like,
the other one did
damn.
already. I think the other person who was supposed to already did.
Right. I was like, damn. That's probably why they did it, though, because it's like the other person spoke up. Probably like, hey, man, I did my time. What's that other guy still waiting for, you know? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, you see
What's up?
Trump. Well, we know Trump is running. We talked last time
Right.
about DeSantis finally announced.
Yes.
It was very super low energy. Since we talked last time, I believe Chris Christie from New Jersey put his hat in the ring, who
Kind of
was an
expected.
ally of
Which that
Trump.
was kind of expected, though.
Yeah, and he's a weasel. I mean, typical New
Right.
Jersey, like stereotypical wise guy you'd picture from New Jersey, you know, backstabber. But anyways, he's running. The former vice president Mike Pence just announced. So it's looking like another crowded sausage fest, man. Where's the talent other than Trump? You there, Vince?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I think the volume's a little low.
No, there you go. Something happened. I hear you now.
You probably turned the mic on just now, Mike. Vince. That's good now. I could hear you now.
Might have
Speak.
to upgrade.
Speak, Vince. Let me hear you
Yeah,
talk.
no, it's
Take a
working.
donation for
It
another
just seemed
microphone.
like it was a little low, so I was.
You sound a little low.
messing with it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Pence, Trump, DeSantis, Chris Christie. I think there's a couple others. Tim Scott, guy from South Carolina, who might be a good one to have in the debates. The Vivek Ramaswamy, the billionaire, who's super big on common sense.
Right.
So that's gonna get interesting. But again, just like 2016, where Trump just took them out one by one.
Right.
For whatever reason, he called them out on everything. So I wonder if it's gonna be a repeat. Almost unfortunate, but whatever. However it plays out. I think we're at that time in American progression that we better be on the right side of that progression and have somebody at the wheel when we're taking this turn,
Right.
to make
No,
sure
I
we turn
agree.
the right way. Because a lot of stuff is getting out of control. The movements are hijacked. Social movements are hijacked, and you wouldn't believe, but the president has a lot of sway in pop culture. Like this whole drag queen thing. Any sensible person working for the people would know that this whole movement has been hijacked. It's all blown out of proportion, and it should not exist. But they're so political, and I don't know, they're fake to begin with. They let these movements get hijacked. The rainbow has been hijacked. I heard something about the rainbow was actually a biblical thing from the book of Genesis, that it was a sign from God that mankind won't have to go through the flood again.
Relive the flood again. Right.
Flood
yeah.
again.
Right.
And
then now it was gonna come back as fire, as
well,
fire.
yeah. What's next is
But-
going to be worse.
okay,
but, you know,
but-
but
okay.
you won't have to go through the flood again.
Okay. But this is my thing, right? They're saying who's gonna do this?
No, I'm saying how the movement's
Just-
been hijacked.
How they've hijacked the radio.
Yeah, they just took the rainbow.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now
Sorry,
it's
I was
not
gonna, I was
even
gonna
the
go
rainbow.
totally. My bad. I was gonna go totally a different direction.
But now
Okay,
they're
right.
they've got a flag, and then what
Yeah.
they're doing is they're creating division
No, I agree.
under the false flag of unity, like this new progressive flag. It's not. It's like pastel colors with a triangle on it. It's
Yeah,
a
I
progressive flag.
I agree.
But it's like they took the LG and
I
B
agree. Yeah.
and went to town with it, and now they're left generations now of being left alone, and now they have to watch their movement be at risk with this new ideas
I agree.
of transgender,
Right.
mutilation on kids, and just like the pushing it to them in a social setting, in a public setting, where it's nobody's business, not even the government's.
And this is the way that I was talking to me and my wife. We were having this discussion the other day, you know, because we like to talk about it. Because I like to like talk to her. 'Cause sometimes, I mean, she judges me and she tells me I'm a little crazy.
She's
but-
educated.
Yeah.
She can. She's got
Yeah.
the degree.
yeah.
Yeah, so
but then
she's, you're
yeah,
lucky you
but-
don't have to pay for it.
No, but still, you know, it's just still sometimes, you know, we came to agreement that it's just to the point now about like it's to the point now that it's like I don't care what you do behind doors, man.
Right.
Because literally you're telling me your sex life is what you're telling me.
Well,
I don't want to
listen,
know about it.
But here's how
No,
society
Mike.
changes.
Mike, this is literally this is how they're pushing it. You're telling me your sex life, man, or bro, or sister,
forget about-
or whatever.
It's
Forget about
worse
just
than
telling
you.
me.
Not just
You are
telling
telling
you,
me.
they want to show it to you.
You are
But-
telling me. This is literally what you're telling me.
They want to
show
tell
it
your
to
kids.
you.
This
And
is
your
what this is
kids.
what you're telling me. I'm gonna get to the point. This is what you're telling me. That you're gay. That you like either vaginas, you like dicks.
You're bringing sex
You're
into
telling
it.
me
It's
about
sexual,
sex,
and we don't need to
As-
go there
Exactly.
when my kids are around.
Thank
Right.
you.
Do whatever you want at home.
That is what you're
Five-year-old
telling
kids,
me. I
they're
don't care about it.
wanting to
Yeah,
do
nobody cares about gay marriage
I don't
anymore.
care
That's
about it
long
because
gone.
that's what you're telling me. I
The
don't have a
bigots are
problem with the
gone.
people. I don't have a problem with people. I don't have a problem with gays. I don't have a. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not gayophobic or homophobic or whatever you want to call it. I'm not that. I'm friends with you guys. I don't care, man. It's just that you guys took it to the extreme.
I mean, I don't have a problem.
My bad, man. You took the rainbow-
I don't have a problem
Listen.
with having a movement.
Listen, my bad, bro. My
but
bad, girl.
when-
but you
when
took.
it's- when
But
it's
you
out
took
there
the
for
rainbow away from
everybody
my
to
Yeah,
see,
but
kids.
they've
including
hijacked it.
kids.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
where I have a problem with it.
Right.
Like, you guys want to have a movement? Go ahead. Do
Yeah,
it the
go
right
ahead.
way.
I
do
don't
it
care.
the right way. Why you got to pull kids into it?
Yeah,
Why
I
you
don't
gotta-
care. Right? You
why,
took.
why do you got to try to put it in schools? Why do you want to make it okay for? Hey, we think a kid should be able to decide if they want to change their sex
Yeah.
at 8 years old.
Listen.
and the parents should have no
You
say.
took-
in it.
Y'all know me.
You took the rainbow away from the kids.
I know-
Period.
y'all know me.
Period.
I'm no saint. I'm no Christian, but it's a lack of God. There's no other excuse. You can tell me you believe in a God, but I mean,
Yeah, to me, I don't even care about all that. Do whatever.
no.
the
But
hell
it's
you
the
want
lack.
behind-
But here's the
behind closed
thing.
Doors, but don't
Here's
shove
the
it
thing,
down
and I've heard
everybody
this
else's
theory from some other people I pay attention to, and it's not even the fact of God or faith. It's the community values, the same community values you have where there is God and faith. If you
Yeah.
found another way to make that spread, whatever. But the community values where you're responsible and there's a value to life, that's gone. Especially in the inner city, you're just another body. You know, it's horrible to think that, but you've lost the community value, like the individual value of the person, and they want to take that away. They want to take the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
And part of what I was going to bring up tonight was like this: these companies losing billions of dollars. People are like, "Oh my God, Target's lost $27 billion, and Bud Light is right there with them, or whatever." And now Kohl's and Chick-fil-A is woke. Well, Chick-fil-A's been woke. I'm surprised they haven't been open Sundays yet, but it's just like
They are. We're going to be on Father's Day.
whatever. But it's like
It's like it's just
the
a
thing
joke.
is, they target these companies who usually operate on a false
Yeah.
Christian basis, like Chick-fil-A. That's why it'll be a big deal. because they're Christian based. But now they've got a CEO who's hired a new DEI official who's supposed to get the company in line with diversity, equity, and inclusion, which helps these companies maintain an ESG score with their creditors like BlackRock and Vanguard. These are the people who give these credit scores out to these corporations, and they're all part of the World Economic Forum. This is what I wanted to get into, where you see Target and Budweiser and whatever IB beverage they're out of Belgium now. They're not an American company, but they're okay with losing billions because they already know they're gonna. When they have to make these transitions,
Right.
they know they're gonna lose the money. Why not lose it on a movement? Maybe they can gain some traction somewhere, but it's crazy that they would do it on the transgender hill because it only really affects 1% of the population or less. Because you have people who just jump on the bandwagon because they're peace, love, happiness, hippies. But it's not affecting everybody. So, but they already know they're going to lose the billions when they make these changes for the DEI, and it's all part of that. I think it's the Human Rights Campaign, which was supposed to be for gay rights, which ended up turning into like a controlling government arm, but it's not government related at all. So that's where these companies are okay with it. I mean, Target had a pretty big display. Granted, I don't know what they had last year, but this year it was pretty appalling, if you ask me. Coloring books that introduced LGBTQ and emphasized on the T, and onesies and stuff like that. Not just with rainbows on it, because you expect that stuff on kids. They hijacked it, but I'm not worried about my daughter's wearing rainbows.
Yeah, no, kids like that stuff.
Son's a little older. Maybe I would question it if he was now, but he doesn't. But
right, but that's what I'm saying. He's
not into unicorns.
They jacked the rainbow from the kids, man. The kids that actually like.
They're marketing it. They were marketing it to the kids.
Right. So now they're marketing it. Now they're marketing it as, like I said, sexual.
If their daughter was wearing something with rainbows on it, now they're not wanting their kids to wear it.
Yeah, because it's like, well,
it's being used for a political agenda.
Right, it's just.
So they don't agree.
You've seen Bud Light make the biggest mistake a company could make by putting that can in Dylan Mulvaney's hand, and it was proven to be planned out. It wasn't just a promotional can they sent him and he did it live. No, this was planned out. They lost billions of dollars. It was planned. They knew they were going to lose billions one way or another. They didn't backtrack. This is how they kept their ESG scores up. They didn't backtrack. Nobody got fired. They went on administrative leave. The woman in charge of that campaign, supposedly, and her boss, they're no longer active employees. They're on unpaid leave until they probably find another job, and they just move on. So they didn't fire anybody for going this route, and they gained traction with this equity, social governance, and diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit with the Human Rights Campaign tied to the World Economic Forum and all them. It's all about the money and who survives the Great Reset.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that spoken of lately. I don't watch the mainstream media. I haven't been watching Glenn Beck, but that's who really pushed it, what they were doing, and they weren't lying about what they were doing. And now we see big corporations making the moves, and they're not going back on it. Target didn't go back on it. They had an emergency conference call and gave their stores 30 minutes to relocate their pods
towards the back
to the back of the store in young adult clothing, like in the apparel area, which was not any better. I mean, at least it wasn't at the front door. So I guess you go into Starbucks or Pizza Hut.
But was it all? But was it all like set like a plan? Like, was it a plan to do that, to cause this commotion, to cause this big outbreak or whatever it is?
A lot of money.
But if but I'm saying they knew about it, and they agreed with it. Okay, we'll take a hit, we'll take a loss, just so that we can get
that's
out
what I'm saying. I think they already knew they were going to have to take the loss to get in line.
But if you think about it,
so why not do it on a movement? But why the transgender movement?
But that's what I'm saying. Well, because that's what's trending, man. It's whatever is trending.
That's why it's trending. Because these people play political with the drag queen story time.
But I
And
wonder if
then
that's what
we
they
find
want.
out these books are in public school libraries.
Yeah.
And then now we're talking about giving hormone blockers to kids in their preteens. And it's like, why are we even entertaining this?
Yeah.
And then, so another thing that happened over the time we took a hiatus. It's been a week and a half, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks.
Week
I'm
and a
not
half.
sure what it was, but
Week and a half.
Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire teamed up with Twitter supposedly months ago to air their documentary "What Is a Woman" for 24 hours only on Twitter.
Right.
Twitter said that's great. They set up a special package for them, like you pay this much, and you have your own room to do whatever you want in, and anyways, and so they were all for it. So then, just right up to the airing, mind you, this started before Elon Musk bought it, I believe. Right up to the airing of it, which now Elon owns, they wanted a screener of it. They watched a screener. They knew it was going to be controversial. They said they just wanted to be prepared for any blowback. After the screening, they said, forget it. We're not going to give you the package. We're not going to sell you the package. And we're going to throttle you back to where nobody sees your video if you put it on Twitter. Nobody, not even your followers. And so they went back and forth, and they were tagging Elon on Twitter. And, the big deal was he bought Twitter mainly because they censored the Babylon Bee.
Right.
That was the main trigger, which was a satire site. But he bought Twitter for the free speech movement. And so eventually when it first aired on schedule, you couldn't share it, you couldn't retweet it, you couldn't comment on it, nothing. All you can do is share the guy's page or share the company's page, and people would go there. Elon Musk got involved, and he couldn't fix it fast enough. He shared it himself. Within a couple hours, it had I don't know, I think it's up to 100 million views right now. That's more than anything. Although Tucker Carlson's 10-minute video, I believe, just got 70 million views. But for the documentary, it was pretty crazy. And it ended up getting quite a bit of views. And it was pretty good, I have to admit. I watched it. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch it, but even if you don't give a damn about it was actually a pretty well put together movement or documentary. And he didn't go to war with any of the people he interviewed. He advocated for them and let them speak, and that's all he had to do. And it really made these people look stupid.
Right.
Some of the most highly educated people look the dumbest, the worst for society, and the danger to kids. But he didn't go toe to toe with them, and you can tell it was a little bit of satire in it. He was his expressions, and you can tell the guy's holding back because he's a very confrontational.
Right.
I say if you get a chance to watch some of it, you can watch just a couple clips. It's pretty interesting. But all he does is ask.
What's his name?
Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh. Yeah.
The Daily Wire.
Yeah.
And all he does is goes around and he was asking professionals, doctors, surgeons, psychiatrists, people on the street, if they can tell him what a woman is.
Right. Oh yeah. I remember.
He even went to Kenya.
I seen a
I shared it. I might have shared it on Facebook or something.
a short or something like that.
Probably. I might be able to pull it up if we take a break and come back, but I might be able to patch it on. It was interesting because the type of person who didn't want to answer that question straight. He interviewed all kinds of people. Doctors who did the surgery to people who were actually transgender, professors who taught social science, whatever the fuck it is, taught other professors who did other things, psychiatrists, pros, cons, defectors, people on the street. He flew to Kenya, and he got with one of the most remote villages who are friendly, and was with them for a couple days or a day and asked them multiple questions, and it was funny to see their reaction to what he's asking. And when he explains why he's asking, they're like, no, that doesn't happen here. It just don't. people are messed up. They're playing games with you. So it's messed up, And then it was funny. At the very end, he asked Jordan Peterson, and he was like, "Well, what are you asking me for? Why don't you ask your wife?" The funny part of the movie is he goes home and asks his wife if she can tell him what a woman is, and she's like, "Well, it's an adult female human." Duh.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Hour and a half movie. That's what it is. It's an adult female human. It's not somebody who was a dude
And
and is now a female, because you can't be female. I guess you can try to be a girl. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into that part, but it was an interesting documentary. In the psychology part of it was pretty interesting. I don't know if your wife would be interested in watching anything like that.
Where is it on Netflix?
It was on Twitter. I don't know if it's still
Twitter?
on there. They might still have it on there because it's usually behind a paywall.
Oh, okay.
But they were doing it for the 1-year anniversary of making it.
Oh, okay.
And the way the Daily Wire is, I think there's like 6 main personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Owens, the one conservative
Yeah.
tan girl, is on there. A couple others. But they all do like a documentary every year. She was the one who did one last year about the BLM.
Right.
We seen at the guy's shop down there at the 420 cave.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, they're hijacking the movement.
They are. They really are. Or they're trying to hijack it. But, we are the voice. We need to tell, speak up. Let them know, hey,
well,
listen,
there's
man,
communities.
This is actually what they're doing. Like I said, they're actually telling us their sexual life. Like, I don't care about your sexual life. If you're gay, you're gay. Okay, it is what it is. Move on.
Yeah, I've got people I work with or I like.
I don't want to know
that I don't really care about their sexual orientation.
I don't want to. I don't want to know.
We don't have to talk about it.
I don't want to know that you like this and that's how you like. Okay, fine with me. I'm okay with it.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Move on. I like the opposite thing. I love it, bro.
Don't put it in a book in my elementary.
I love it.
Don't put it in a book in my elementary school.
Right.
And don't put it on a onesie in the grocery store.
Right. I love it, but I'm not letting you know or letting Target know or letting Walmart know that please put my clothing out saying that Leo loves
all right, so
cat.
How about this scenario?
Come on, man.
Okay with them pushing
heterosexual pride.
Right.
What does heterosexual pride look like?
You want your kids doing a coloring book, coloring in female gender?
Listen,
right.
Or
a couple doing it missionary, or like what's the symbol for heterosexual pride?
What if all of a sudden
stick figures?
I don't know. What if all of a sudden I take the what is it, the cranes, the company for the cranes, cat?
Yeah, one of the companies, that does it.
What if all of a sudden I take their logo or not just their logo but their thing, cat, and turn it all the way up, turn it around.
What do you mean turn it around? Like make it into something else?
Making it into how
like
the rainbow
with the rainbow.
Right. I'm just thinking.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Just something like that, but it's like you can't do that, man. Like you can't take something that's already been established and there for a reason, and you take it and be like, no.
Change what it stands for.
Right.
Oh, but they will.
Well, they're trying.
And they
to.
have. They've hijacked. They hijacked the movements. Let's think about it. It was lesbian. What is it? LG, lesbian, gay, bi. It was always LGB, lesbian, gay, bi, whatever it is.
Then they added
the T and the Q and the plus and the
plus.
But it's great. They're all about inclusion. But what it did was it kind of. I feel like it's undercutting.
Where's the H?
Well, I don't know, but I feel like it's undercutting the people who are at the baseline, the people who are gay or lesbian. I have an opinion on bisexual. It's to me, it doesn't. It's the same thing as gay. Whatever, if you do the right thing and the wrong thing, whatever you consider right, wrong. I don't even want to get into it because I don't really care, but. I feel for them because their movement has been hijacked, and by radicals that are polarized by our political system, our media system. I mean, they were talking about how aliens exist the other day to distract us from what? Biden falling down?
Yeah, and by the way, that's not an easy video to really come by like it should be. Like they've really tried to cover
the video. No.
They've really tried to cover that up hard.
The video, him falling down?
The more recent one, yeah. I'm not talking about on the plane, like the.
No, the one on stage. I've seen it
Yeah.
100 times. I couldn't believe they were letting it out there.
But like if you go to CNN you won't find it.
Mainstream media.
The mainstream media, like they're hiding that video. You got to go look for it in other
I
places.
mean, you kind of feel bad for him. He
Well,
shouldn't be
yeah, I
up
mean,
there, man.
yeah, I
He should
feel
be
bad
have a
for him.
walker. We already know he can't walk up the stairs.
He's already fallen.
I think there was a sandbag
getting
on
on the
stage. They
plane.
said he tripped on a sandbag.
He
Why
fell-
is
getting
a
on the plane,
sandbag
he
there?
Fell on the bike. This
That
is-
was bad.
Yeah, this was, and then at least 3 or 4 now. There's the time he's walking along the sidewalk, and they're trying to tell him he's going the wrong way. He just keeps going the wrong way. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I really do.
So do you think we're gonna have him for 4 more years?
I don't see how that's
I don't.
possible.
Do you think he's gonna live 4 more years?
I mean,
I'm gonna give you a thumbs down for that one. I don't think Biden's gonna win this one. Just
What do you
well, I
think?
don't think he'll win.
What's your
but,
predictions? Let's say, okay, it's
health-wise,
June
I don't even.
7th,
I think Trump's already called it.
2023.
He's not going to be running.
June 7th,
2020.
2023. I don't know what episode this is. Season 2, episode 24, I believe. I'll double check. What is your prediction for who's going to be the Republican running against the Democrat? And who's going to be the
You mean
Democrat?
who's going to come out of the primary?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be Trump and Biden. But I think before the election comes full turmoil, I think something's going to happen and Biden's not going to. I think they're going to have to replace Biden.
You think he's going to get the nomination, but it's not going to go through with the full election?
Correct. And I think
I see that.
whoever's running in his vice president after he wins the primary.
Do you think it'll be Kamala still? Or do you
God, I
think
hope
it'll be a
not.
different
I
VP?
Hope not. I hope it's somebody different.
I don't know,
But-
man. He'll
but
lose that ESG score if he picks somebody.
I'm going to
light.
say no, he's going to stick with her.
Probably. I agree.
As much as that scares the living shit out of me.
Have any idea, Leo? You gonna say the same thing?
Yeah, probably.
Trump and Biden?
I think the only way it's not Trump from the Republican side is if they find something to convict him on because they're trying their hardest.
Well, there's another indictment
Yeah.
that's pretty imminent right now, but and that's why DeSantis is in it.
Right. He's there ready to take over if he gets indicted.
Yeah, I just wish there wasn't any mudslinging between them. I wish he could have done it a different way, but he almost has to. I think it's messed up. The promise to Florida lawmakers even voted to change it, which I get it. You're proud of your governor, but I mean, the law was there for a reason to keep your governor based.
And I
And
still,
is this guy based or is he bushed?
and as much as I like,
You know,
well, and as
is
much
he?
as
I mean,
like
I want to say he's a
DeSantis-
badass, but is he
Yeah.
really though?
Yeah, I
I ain't seen him
that's-
badass.
So, if you had asked me a year, maybe even a year and a half ago, and you asked me what I thought of him, I would have said, he's up here, he's a badass. But now
Yeah, I'm
I've
kinda losing it,
I've
man.
got some more questions.
I even wonder
now.
if he's got shoulder pads on.
Yeah, like I don't know anymore. I don't feel the same. Like, not saying that I don't still think he's done a great job as our governor of Florida, but I'm not nearly as confident in him as I was a year
Right.
ago. And I think if Trump, which he, as much as we both have already, or all of us have said, makes no sense for him to do the debates and the primaries, he's going to. And I think, as much as I've already seen in my
Who's gonna
eyes,
do it, Trump?
DeSantis kind of come down a little bit in my eyes in the last year. I think Trump's going to really. I think he can.
Well, he's got to go
I,
for him.
I think if Trump does win the primaries and he doesn't get indicted, I think the person that's going to lose big time is going to be DeSantis.
I wonder if there's even going to be a debate.
I mean, in some ways, no, because
I wonder if
think we
there's
already
going to
know
be
who's
some
gonna win.
technicalities where they just say, they didn't agree. They can't agree on terms between all these candidates. There might be some underling debates, but I don't think. I'm wondering if you don't see a debate with that combination on stage: Trump, DeSantis, Pence, and Christie. I don't think you'll see that. You might see some of them in debates with others because there's like 5 others running.
Right.
So there
Not
might
gonna
be
see
some
'em all
early
at once.
preliminary debates, but I don't think you're going to see that combination of GI Joes or rock stars on stage at the same
So-
time. That's how I think it's going to play out.
How I got a question. So just thinking about debates, like I'm trying to picture, what do you think that looks like for Biden? How do you picture Biden in a debate right
He's
now?
not gonna. There's not gonna be a debate. They already said that.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
robbing Robert
They
Kennedy
cannot put him
out
in
of
front
a
of a
debate.
mic debating with somebody that is got all their sense.
No, and Robert Kennedy, he won't even debate Robert Kennedy. The guy's got a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Why won't you? I mean, because the guy speaks the truth. His own family won't even talk to him. Why? That makes me want to pay attention to him. He's a screaming liberal, but he's not a progressive in that matter. He's not a globalist. He's
Yeah.
not
I mean,
big pharma. He's not big government.
I feel bad for Biden because I do believe he's got Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's?
Well, I think he's
dementia,
told what he's supposed to be
Alzheimer's,
doing.
right.
to do.
But I
I'm
think
sure he
I
does.
think
Hell
he's
well, yeah.
he's
I don't
going.
think he's with it.
I think his
Yeah.
brain's going,
I agree, though.
and not trying to be mean. How old is he? I mean,
70. I don't know. Let's look it up.
but I mean,
We need research and development here.
I'm not trying to be mean. I mean that's very common at his
How old
age.
is President?
But there's a part of me, like, it sounds mean, and I feel bad for the guy, but there's a part of me that wants to watch that debate with popcorn, because, like, it would just be hysterical in my opinion to watch him try to debate somebody live on TV where they're not editing it. Like, I would be so interested to hear what comes out of his mouth.
Who, Biden?
Yeah.
That's
I'd
here's
be
the
sitting there with
problem.
popcorn, Mike.
Here's the problem. Now it's a must-watch because it's going to be cringeworthy. But that's like popular now.
I will take PTO days from work so I don't miss that if there's a debate, because
So-
it's going to be hilarious.
If Biden wins re-election, he will be 86 when he gets out of office.
Oh, wow.
So he's what, like 81
right
now, or
I think he's
2?
84. Yeah, or 82, something like that. Because there's still 2 years to go, right?
Yes.
Or a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where did it go? Where's the star? 86 renewing. Attention to an issue that polls show. Yeah. Trump isn't very much younger.
No,
He
but
turned
he's
80 in 2022.
watch them have a conversation. You can see one's losing it.
Let's see. So we know how old is Biden?
You say, let's just say 84.
Trump is 76 years old. Biden is 80 years old. So 4 years difference.
Yeah.
Do you
80.
think Biden or Trump will be like Biden in 4 years? I don't think so.
No, me either.
Because Biden was a babbling idiot 20 years ago.
I mean, I know
He was a babbling fool
I-
20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I know guys that were well into their 90s and, sharp as a button, but then there's some, you'll run into people that are in their 60s that, they're just not with it. It's completely random. Not, trying to say anything
Yeah.
negative about Joe Biden. It just, his brain is going, unfortunately, for him.
Well, it's everything is going if you look at it physically.
So
Physically, like he
Pence-
can't even lift up one leg.
Chris Christie is
Or both
60 years
legs.
old.
It's tough, man. That's
Pence-
going to hit everybody, though. Everybody's going to get that age. I'm going to be stumbling around. Y'all might
Yeah.
not be taking videos of me.
Yeah.
But I'm not running for president, though.
Pence is 64 years
know?
old.
I might be running for school board, but I ain't running for president.
DeSantis is 44 years old.
Yeah, why not?
I'll take another one, Vince. Vivek Ramaswamy
Was that?
would be the youngest Republican ever elected if he could get the vote. He's 37 years old.
Mm.
He's the businessman, very smart guy, but he's not going to win. Anybody in the debate's going to get... What's the matter? You just pour your drink on it?
No.
Okay, good. It's not dead yet. We're running on battery power here. But anyways, it's going to be messed up. All these people control pop culture.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I
and
agree.
I really wasn't... I mean, I'm a Trump guy. I think I always was a Trump guy. I never was before he ran for president, though. I hated him in The
I
Apprentice.
never cared for
I
his
hated him and
personality.
all that shit.
I never cared for his personality. I would tell you he was a smuck. He was a prick. Like,
A New York asshole.
yeah. I mean, I never cared for his personality, and there's times now where I watch him talk, and it's like I love what he says, and it's like, oh, that's exactly what I.
Yeah.
Then in the next sentence, it's like, oh my god, did he really just say that? It's like,
yeah, but I
But
mean,
then
he
you're
gets
like,
right
okay,
to
good,
the
he
point.
said it.
but
then you're like, okay,
overall,
good, yeah,
I
I'm
agree
glad he
with
said
his premise. I just
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
agree with the delivery sometimes. And
Well, he's
some
not a
people can't get past
politician.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the problem is he made promises he intended on keeping. He didn't pander.
Right.
And by doing that, what he did was
And
actually
that's not-
pandered to the majority of the vote. And he
Yeah.
got almost 80, like how many
But that's
millions
not what a
of votes?
politician does. A politician tells you something and they know they're
Right.
blatantly
They
lying.
pander. They tell you what
Right.
you want to hear to get your vote.
Right.
Right. Trump just came out and did that, but he did it from our terms,
Different
in
way.
our language,
And he literally-
even though he was a billionaire, he was speaking from our dining room table.
Right.
Yeah.
He related it. He made it relate. I mean, his son, Junior, he hangs out with dudes just like us.
Right.
Dudes making
Yeah, I follow him
50,
on
60, 70, 80
Instagram
grand
and
a year. He don't hang out
Yeah.
with billionaires.
That's good though.
Yeah, he hangs
That's
out with
what's-
rednecks and goes hunting and fishing.
I was just gonna say
He's one of
I'd
them.
like to go out hunting with him.
Yeah. It's
Seen
the
some
real
of his
life.
catches.
Well,
That'd be cool.
especially since they've turned up some muck in New York. They're not really invited
Right.
to the.
Well, you
the
hear
rooftop
that
parties out
Donald Trump Jr. I'll go hunting with you. Just come on by down here in Vero Beach, Florida. We'll go hunting.
You gotta pick me up because I ain't got no money for gas. Unless you want to take a ride out in River Ranch.
Yeah, let's go.
So, but I mean, that's why. And then you seen with the shit that happened in Ohio with the train derailment.
Right.
Trump went there, bought everybody fucking McDonald's. He didn't have to do that.
Right.
He went there. Biden still has never been there. There's been officials still never even been there.
When's the last
Come
time
on,
he's
Trump,
even-
though.
But
You bought
stuff like
McDonald's,
that.
though. You could have bought at least
When's the
fucking...
last time
Well,
Joe
it's one of his
Biden went to the
favorite
border
places.
either?
Oh, McDonald's. Likes
When's the
McDonald's.
last time Biden's been to the border?
Never. Wow, it's probably been years.
Probably
Good, keep him
I don't
out.
20
Good,
years.
keep him out. Keep him out.
Yeah, he's afraid they're going to revoke. Like that's what I said
Yeah,
last
keep him
time
out.
he left the country. I was hoping they would revoke his passport.
Yeah, keep him out.
So let's see. How long has Biden been in politics?
Oh Jesus!
Elected to the Senate in 1972, before I was born.
I was gonna say 50-something years.
Biden was reelected in 78, 84, 90, 96, 2002, and 2008, regularly receiving about 60% of the vote. That's not a great majority. It's just the majority. He was junior senator to William Roth, who was the first elected in 1970 until Roth was defeated in 2000. As of 2023, he was the 19th longest serving senator in U.S. history. So, I mean, as far as senator, don't forget he was vice president for 8 years. And now he's going to be president for another 8 years.
No.
Uh,
No.
You never know.
No.
You never know. 50-year career in American politics. Can you imagine that? Why? And they made millions, and it's like public knowledge now. Maybe that's what the alien news is the distraction of, is them implicating like 27 Biden family members in receiving money from China.
So,
They might be friends of family members, but there's a lot of family
so
members.
I haven't
they're all
fully
tied to them.
researched. I haven't fully researched this. Correct me if I'm wrong,
don't
but from what
You're
I've
wrong.
heard, so all his family members right now are untouchable because while he's president,
He can invoke
the
the executive
second that
order.
he's not president, they can all be. Then they can prosecute them all. Like they're not literally. They cannot prosecute him. So the reason they say, well, why would he run again right now? Why? Because if he's president for another 4 years, it's another 4 years they can't touch his family members.
Well, they
Who's
all
this?
better run because
Biden.
they're going to outlive him, maybe, unless they get messed up with the Clintons. I don't know. It all ties into the media misinformation. I didn't take that off our scroll because it's a common thread in everything we talk about every week. But yet people still watch the same shit, and they still vote the same way. We talked about how we were out of town for work, and we met some new people that were probably like-minded, but you didn't know. And I used it as an example, like they might seem cool, but these same people could vote. a certain way and complain about it and still go vote for it again.
So that's the sad thing. So there's people right now that'll tell you they hate the way things are running right now. Everything's wrong.
And you keep voting for it.
But they get up there and let's just say they got Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Well, even though I hate the way everything's going right now, I'm going to vote for this guy.
But it's even worse locally.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not just because I don't like this guy. It's just even though they hate everything that's being done over here, they still they don't even know why. They'll just vote for that side again. Like they don't do the research. They don't know.
It's worse locally
what their vote means
because you've got cities that are constantly run by one or the other. And it's usually extreme left or extreme right, or you just keep getting worse left. Like the Chicago got rid of Beetlejuice. Well, the person they got in place is even worse. Chicago's even worse. New York City, ever since Giuliani, they've had more of a release program than a catch and release program, and they're not arresting people or they're not detaining people for crimes, and it's just getting worse. It's almost programmed deterioration. Or like I had a term for it, but I can't remember it. But it's like planned demolition. It's like they know. Same with these big companies losing billions of dollars. They know they're going to lose the money. But they keep these CEOs. They hire the right people. They don't apologize.
Well, they're all friends. They all know each other.
They're not apologizing. They're not firing these people. They're maintaining an ESG score and a DEI score.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they survive the Great Reset. Companies that don't are going to lose their international trading value. Their rights to do business because who's going to do business with them?
What happens if the Great Reset fails here?
Well, it's not. We're already underway.
Hopefully,
this whole thing about a Fed coin is just a part of that.
You're right. We're
it's
underway.
Just softening us.
Hopefully.
And the transgender, the drag queen thing going on right now, the COVID thing, everything that drives the political division is on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're divided in so many different sects now, not sexes, but sects, that when it comes time to unite, to stand against something so obvious, half the people are too dumb.
And the sad part is
dumbed down.
The sad part is we've talked about AI in previous podcasts.
Oh, it's so convenient.
So now with AI, it's so easy for them to make the Great Reset happen. It just becomes automatic because you and I and Leo, we all get together and we can talk about our opinions. But if our opinion, we're putting it out there on YouTube, we're putting it on Facebook, Spotify, all the different platforms. But if everybody like us is getting throttled down by these platforms because of AI, because there's certain words in the algorithm that throttles us down automatically, that's how this Great Reset's just going to flow right through. Continue to, because it already is. It's just going to get even easier for them with AI.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's already going on. It's just going to continue, and AI is going to continue to make it worse and worse.
It's definitely. We've already been using it. It just makes our life so convenient, but it's going to get worse. We're going to, like we keep saying, we're going to be obsolete. No, we're not going to be obsolete. We're going to be used. We're the programmers. We're how the machines are learning. Soon enough, they're going to revolt against us when they remove emotion from the decision making. They can't program emotion
into a
effectively.
Computer.
I mean, they're trying. I'm sure Elon Musk can. With the Neuralink, that's finally something to do with this Neuralink was approved for human testing. So, I mean, hopefully it's used for good. Hopefully he can harness the power of that and protect it. But he's not gonna live forever.
No.
And he's making breakthroughs that are definitely dangerous for future villainistic individuals. If you know what I'm saying. Elon Musk could certainly be any billionaire in the future.
Makes you kind of
that
wonder.
Wreaks havoc on.
It makes you wonder. You think about, man, how's it going to be? Well after I'm gone, like 100 years from now. What kind?
Right.
Where's this AI going to be in 100 years?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody like Elon, we're trusting him with a lot of power. I'm sure there's other people involved and there's government watching, but I mean, with his involvement with Twitter, it's not just the drama or the free speech part of it. it's got to do with the Neuralink and the AI. He's using Twitter to program the AI. He got back into AI. He got out of it. He's back in it. That's why they changed the name of Twitter to X Twitter. X is the company, the main umbrella company, SpaceX, X Twitter, whatever. And so he's using Twitter to program that AI. What better way? You got everybody puts in everything. They're a critic on everything. You don't put anything on Twitter without it getting torn apart or propped up if you have the followers.
Right.
And that was the problem over the years before Elon took it. People were throttled back. Their followers were deleted. They were banned. Free and it was they considered it a major community platform, community square, where you shouldn't be able to silence anybody. But they lied about it for years. And then Elon buys the shit and he's like, look here. Mm-hmm. I mean, we did shows on it where they did the Twitter files, where they literally came out with tons and tons of stuff proving what everybody was accusing them of doing. But not just that, proof of the other platforms doing it also.
But it all gets... Yeah, okay, it finally comes out, but it doesn't truly get out.
No, but
it's like swept under the rug.
The fact that, it's old news.
The only people that find out about it are the people that look for it.
Movie-style toxic spills and cities under fire and cities
all kinds
rioting.
Of distractions.
Literally, our news looks like what is the game where you can wreak havoc? What, Gran Turismo? No.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Our news is literally a video game.
Yeah, sure.
Riots here, fires here, earthquakes here, crazy guys mutilating children.
You're right, though.
Literally, and it's what the fuck, man? And you go to somewhere like Matt Walsh did, like Kenya, and ask them questions about culture. It's it's crazy.
Yeah.
And popular now, they're asking about women. Why do women think they deserve so much? They're not getting married until in their 30s. So the purity and the innocent value to marrying a woman is not there. 9 times out of 10, they're not virgins. And they're asking, what do they provide? So why do they hold the man up to such high standard?
Right.
When they're not bringing anything to the marriage value.
That's kind of like an interview I saw. It was something on... And it might have been
be controversial, but I get it.
Might have been on Instagram or something, and it was a guy asking a group of women. They're saying they expect a guy to be, they got to have money, they got to have a good job, they better, they better dress nice, they better all these different things that they better be, and they're upset because all the guy's interested in is sex. And so the guy says, "Well, what are you bringing?
What do you have to offer?
If all you have to offer
what do you have
is
to
sex, then why would I be looking for anything else from you?
Yeah,
what are you bringing? What are you bringing to the relationship? What are you bringing to the table?" And that's just. I'm not saying all women are like that, obviously, but it just it was interesting to see they expect so much from
culture.
From the guy,
right?
And what are they're not bringing the same things to the table that they expect.
Supposed to treat you like Barbie in your 30s, but in your 20s, you were more like,
right?
What's whatever? I don't know.
Lady Gaga.
Not Lady. I don't know. Pink.
Queen
Latifah. I don't freaking know.
No.
But you know what I'm saying, though. Yeah. You want in your 30s. Now you want to settle down,
right?
With a good man. Well, you get what you get. Anyways. You guys want to cover anything? Maybe we'll take a break. Maybe we'll come back and do a live. This could be the end of our actual podcast. Maybe we'll just do a live afterwards, a short one.
Yeah, a little short one. Quick 10 minutes.
About an hour already.
Yeah, we are at an hour. So why don't we wrap up this show? Maybe we'll see you on Facebook. Maybe not.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to follow us on
definitely give us
Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, Truth. Whatever, to listen to us, any of the audio platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. You can watch us on Rumble, YouTube, whatnot. Give us a like, a follow, and a share. That's the only way we're going to.
Leo, did you get our To The Fans up yet?
No, not yet.
No, okay.
OnlyFans.
Anyways,
guys, we'll hit you guys next week. So don't forget to give us a follow, so that way you guys stay in touch with us for next week's episode.
Peace.
See you guys.